While the term bitrate can be used for any type of data like an audio file, in this video we'll be discussing bitrate in the context of video files. Today we'll be looking at what bitrates work for what type of videos and how things like movement in a video can affect your decision on what bitrate you should be using. So let's get into it. Hello everyone, my name's Mike and here at SABRENT we love to make and talk tech, so if that's what you're into then make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can stay updated with all our future videos. So let's start with the basics. Bitrate refers to the amount of data or information that can be transmitted or processed in a given period of time, typically measured in bits per second. 1 byte per second corresponds to 8 bits per second. A higher bitrate means more data is being transmitted per second, which typically results in a higher quality video or audio or just more data in that content. Videos with higher bitrate can carry more information than a smaller bitrate video, but at the same time, the file size increases, so having a high bitrate video might not always be suitable for your needs. The appropriate bitrate for a video will depend on several factors, including the resolution, frame rate, codec, and complexity of the video content. When choosing the bitrate for a video, there are a few factors that you need to keep in mind. The resolution of the video is one of the most important factors for choosing the right bitrate. A higher resolution video means that there's more information as there's more pixels per frame, so your video needs to be encoded at a higher bitrate than a lower resolution video in order to maintain the same information if all other factors are equal. If you need some guidance on what bitrates you should be using or roughly be following, even as a bare minimum, YouTube actually has a great guide on their support section which can help you decide what bitrates you should be exporting to depending on your resolution. Almost all similar streaming platforms recommend bitrates in the similar ranges too. Having bitrates less than these recommended amounts will result in video streaming issues like delays or even just a reduction in your video quality. Frame rate is also a very important factor when deciding the bitrate too. The frame rate of a video is measured in frames per second, and the higher the FPS, the smoother the video looks as there are more frames shown per second. But you've guessed it. Higher FPS means more information needs to be stored and transmitted, hence why higher frame rates require higher bit rates. If we lower the bitrate, there is not enough information to be stored, hence it will reduce the quality of your video. If we take a look at YouTube's recommended bitrates again, you can see that they have split it for standard frame rates and high frame rates, with the different frame rates listed below each one. And lastly, a lot of people don't know this, but the complexity or the amount of movement, color, and so on has a huge impact on the bitrate and video quality. For example, if your video has a lot of movement, then there are more changes in each subsequent frame. This means that more data needs to be transmitted to maintain the quality of the video. In general, the more movement there is in the video, the higher the bitrate needs to be in order to maintain the same level of quality. This is because the compression algorithm used to encode the video will need to use more data to accurately capture the movement and changes in the scene. On the other hand, if there is little to no movement in the video, the bitrate can be lower without sacrificing quality. This is because the compression algorithm uses less data to encode the image, as there are fewer changes from one frame to the next. This is the reason why when you are watching a video on YouTube with a lot of action going on, sometimes the video gets a little blurry or pixelated even though the resolution stays the same. That's because the bitrate isn't suitable for the type of video playing. You can even test this yourself. If you have gameplay recording software like OBS, record the game at the same resolution, bitrate, and FPS, but with different levels of action going on. The recorded gameplay with the most action going on will have the worst video quality of them all. This is why the complexity of the video is an important factor to consider when selecting the appropriate bitrate for your video. The reason I explain all of this is because bitrate has a direct impact on the video quality. A higher bitrate video contains more details, colors, and nuances, and therefore can produce a higher quality image. When the bitrate is low, the video has fewer details and colors and just information in general, resulting in a lower quality image. The video may look pixelated, blurry, or blocky, especially during fast moving scenes or in areas with a lot of detail. This is because the lower bitrate cannot capture all of the details and motion in the video, resulting in a loss of quality. And even when it comes to the editing process of that video, having a higher bitrate video means that you have more information when it comes to movement and color, meaning that the editing process is going to be far easier with higher bitrate video. However, increasing the bitrate too much can also have a negative effect. For example, a very high bitrate may make the file size too large to stream or download quickly, or it may require more storage than is practical. Additionally, not all devices may be able to handle high bitrate videos smoothly, leading to playback issues or lag, especially if you are a video editor. Also, when it comes to recording high bitrate video, like on a mirrorless camera, you may need to have larger and faster storage, which increases costs. So finding the right balance between bitrate and quality is important for optimizing the video experience. If you are making a video that will be primarily played on mobile devices, then you want to give more emphasis on having smaller file sizes, so lower bit rates. Meanwhile, if you are, let's say, encoding a movie that will be played on the large screen or big screen, then you will need a higher bitrate, so you don't compromise on the quality of that video. Bitrate is an important parameter to adjust when working with video. Increasing it too much and the file sizes become too large. Reducing it too much and the video quality goes bad. A good video editor will always strike a balance between the file size and the video quality when selecting a bitrate. Let me know in the comments below how you use bitrate in your workflow, and also share your recommended bitrates with others. But that's it for today's video. If you've enjoyed it, then make sure to smash that like button and also hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can stay updated with all our future videos. Anyway, thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.